everybody? Mr. Realistic here. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope I have this thing correct. It's my first time using this software right here. So going to be trial and error for sure. Let's see here. Just want to double check some settings real fast. AJT, how's it going, man? Can you hear me? All right, let's see here. Dismiss that. Right, send this tweet out. All right. All right, fantastic, Jake. Thanks, man. 1 second, I'm just going to send a tweet out with the link, and then I'm going to get right into it. If you guys have any questions or anything along the way, feel free to go ahead and just drop them in the comment box right there. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Like I said, not very used to this platform here, so it's going to be a little trial and error for myself. But thanks for everybody who showed up. Awesome. Let me go through before we get started. As you all know, I'm not a financial advisor or anything of that nature. I just do this for entertainment purposes, so make sure to do your own due diligence. All right. So I'm getting a lot of asks right now with PHUN. We got DWAC, and we've got SHIB right now, and then I'm going to get into some other plays. So if any stocks that you want charted on, go ahead and just put them in the chat. Like if you want, Toner's a big one that I get a lot. CYBL's a lot. PUGE, some new plays. I'll pop those up as well. So right here, we're looking at the daily in a minute. All right, of PHUN. I'm getting a lot of like DMs and messages about this as well after my tweet I sent out. Listen, if you're following me, you know exactly what I am saying when I talk about this is way overbought, okay? We only look at the daily RSI right here, okay? Super important that you only look at the daily, right? I made the mistake when I first went out and did, 5, 15, 30. I mean, look, you see it like 5 minutes, you're like, oh, it's only 45. And you go to 15 minute and you're like, oh, yeah, 45 there too. Man, we're looking good. Chilling at 47 on the 30. And then I get to the hourly and I'm like, all right, it's only 53. We got ways to go. Yeah. So obviously, the daily suggests everything. All right. So the daily fluctuates and it moves based on the day. Obviously, there's no stocks open on the weekend, so I'm going to compare this to SHIB, which is cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency is 24/7. So let's see here. SHIB. All right, so SHIB, okay, is just made a bearish cross right here. Oh, this is the market cap. I've got it saved down here. There we go. All right, so it just made a bearish turn right here on the hourly, but let's look at the RSI. So this RSI will be floating throughout the day based on until the day is over on what percentage it's at. Okay, so if we go back and we look at PHUN, right, we're at end of the day at 99. It doesn't even matter. It's at 99. Okay, so at 99, we're looking at a ridiculous RSI on the daily. All right, so I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison to our favorite GME back in the day when that thing at the beginning of the year busted up to a crazy number. And that was almost $500 a share. All right, so Let's bring that up, and let's also bring up DWAC as well, so we can see how that is compared to GME. So we're gonna knock out two birds with one stone here. Okay. All right. So make sure that's on the daily. Let's make sure this is on the daily as well. All right. So here's GME. All right, and this is why I say always look to the past. All right, for hints about future plays. All right, that's where I look to. I look to what has happened to these MOMO, as they like to call it, these momentum plays, and let's see how they move comparative to other stocks that have done this in the past. All right, most notable one out there is GME. Okay, GameStop. You also have AMC. We can go through that as well. All right, so let's look at the RSI level. Obviously, we're going to go to the highest point, the highest time. All right, so if we start out back here, I mean, you can see it just busted out to 30. It went from 14, 19, you know, somewhere in the teens, and just busted up in 2 days up to 43. That's a huge gainer right there. If we look back at DWAC, DWAC did the same thing. It busted out from nowhere land over here, and then the next day from 10, it jumped all the way up to 52, right? Very similar, and that was just in 1 day right there, okay? So right out the gates, look at the spike right here on the RSI. Jumped up from oversold at 12, okay, to overbought at 87 in 1 day. So if we look at PHUN, same thing, basically, all right? PHUN was more of a 2-day event. It looks like it was at $1, jumped up 251, and then Friday it jumped all the way to $24, okay? So as you can see, the RSI was sitting here at 62 and bounced all the way up to this 99. All right, so this is why I think, and I feel pretty confident in saying that these two will tank Monday. DWAC has a little bit of room to work with based on it's the main play, and it's only at 94.92 only, so 5%. GME right here, we're talking about at the top, $483. Okay, insane. Somebody paid that. We're right here. Look at the RSI. We're pushing 99.34. Okay, running parallel with that line. All right, so it's in 99. It's hit its RSI peak on the first day, or technically fun second day. But I mean, there's no way this thing can survive. And look at the same thing. Hit here, huge wick, and came down, and then dropped all the way down here as well. Now keep in mind with these candles, if you don't know anything about candles as well, greens obviously have finished at a positive number compared to what it opened at. So it opened down here, okay? The wick says that it went as far down as here, then it shot up all the way up. There's a small little wick, and then it closed at the top right here, opposite for the red candle. So these are going to be a little bit more prevalent right here. So this is where we're really going to see. So I'm going to really zoom in on this so you can really see. So this one, okay, we opened here, this 265, and we drove all the way up to 488, or whatever it was, and then we dropped all the way down here to 110, and then we came and we landed here at 194. Insane. All right, so we went in a day span, okay, from 485-ish to all the way to 110 in a day. Insane. It's going to happen with PHUN and DWAC here shortly. Definitely feeling Monday. I do not own shares in either. Not a big Momo fan. I mean, I get it, but it's just a transfer of wealth. I mean, I guess all these are. It's really it's just you never know what direction they're in. It's all momentum. So, and everybody says, oh, the fundamentals are out the door. Well, no crap, they're out the door, but technicals are not. And these traders, man, are freaking smart. I was sitting watching PHUN on pre-market Friday, and this thing was going to go bearish on the 5-minute, I think it was. And they didn't want to break the trend. So what they did was they actually shot down one of these candle wicks really fast, like 2 seconds, like this. It goes poof, and kept it from falling down. So they extended the trend line and kept it up. And that's when it poof, busted up right here. So it was insane because if you were following, you take a trend line to here, all right, it was, I can't remember exactly where it was. I mean, it's a 5-minute chart, it's going by pretty fast. But what had happened was they just busted this thing down and then back up. So then the trend line has to move down some because you got to follow the wick. And now it have room to grow. And look, right after that, this is free market. And then boom, shot all the way up. It was nuts. So you've got pro traders in here that have a ton of capital, hedge funds, all right? So they can do this. They have billions of dollars and they're just controlling this thing, all right? So they're making their money back on these without a doubt. So leads me to believe that Monday, as we can see, we already have a bearish encounter coming in with FHUN FUN, and it could potentially hold here, but with an RSI level that high, and we've got the MACD trending down, this is going to break down and it's going to collapse just like it did here. Look, big day. Everybody thought it was going. You got your spike. People smart got out up here, and then it just crashed and burned for a while, and then they could play the momentum play later. But that's still 2 weeks around. So this thing's definitely FUN and DWAC are definitely going to be some money being made on here because we're only in day 2 of this. But the thing is, you don't want to get caught here and have to wait for the build and already be under. All right. Soon as these things cool off and come down some, look, we made a we made a bullish trend right here. All right. So as soon as these things cool off a little bit, I'm definitely going to snag some because I mean, the supporters and everything around here, I just want you to all know that I am not a political person by any means. I run independent. I only vote, though, for a Republican or Democrat because voting independently is basically pointless. So, that in mind, I am not a supporter of either sides. I get a lot of people like, oh, he's a Biden supporter. I go, no, not really, dude. I don't really care. I want to choose what's best for my family and the country. And so I'm not a political person, so we're getting into this because you kind of have to let people know, especially with this stock right here, these two. So wait for this to come down. We know that we're looking for that RSI level, all right? So wait for it to come in this area right here. I'm going to buy just a little bit, all right? And if I see it making the trend and following that daily trend up, then I'll increase my position. You never go all in. Don't do anything stupid like that. And then we're going to follow these trends as long. I mean, look at the MACD. So if we follow MACD line, it's on top. That's bullish indicator right here. Here's the smooth line. Okay, notice how it always says smooth. That's why they call it that. And then your MAC kind of, it's janky. All right, it's like a mountain. But these lines right here, the darker they are, the further the separation in between, which is good. And as they start getting closer, they start getting to a lighter color and smaller, as you can see. It got really light, really small, and we had a bearish cross, which the smooth came on top and the MACD went under, and now the vice versa is happening here. All right, and then when it gets to a really bad, I think the SHIB have it on here. All right, so see when it's down, I gotta bring everything down for you all here. Sorry about that. Working on a different computer here. So the lines can go underneath, and that's a bearish when it's under there. It's at a negative percentage, and then as it goes north, that's when you know, like right here, oh, it's starting to go up, and that's good. That's what you want to see. And I think SHIB on the hourly just did that. I think I got in right here because of that. Yeah, yeah, because it came up and above. So we're a little bit negative, and it's going to go up. So keep that in mind with DWAC right here. It's already trending bearish. It's already down. So pre-market numbers, I think, is 80 now. It actually closed. What did it close at? It closed at 80. It's down. I think it closed at closer to 90. I think those were like the 8 o'clock numbers. And then same with FUN. FUN closed at like 8 something. And then at 8 o'clock, you could trade after hours if you didn't know that, depending on your broker. E-Trade, you can do it. Schwab, you can do it. TD, I'm pretty sure you can do it. I've got a TD account, but I've never traded within it. And you can trade up until 8. Depends on the brokerage, but the latest you can go is 8 p.m. during the weekdays, and the earliest you can go, I think, is Webull, which is like 4:30 in the morning. and everything else is like 7 a.m. I believe. Um, so just keep that in mind for the numbers, all right? Because I was looking at getting in a fund at 5 o'clock or $5 around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I could have bought, but I didn't because I didn't fully understand what was going on here at the time because I had a work event before and I didn't get to decompress and really understand this, which stinks because there's a lot of money to be made here. So fun. Wait for the drop if you're gonna play it. I mean, look at this wick, man. It's massive. We've already seen it. Look, very comparative right here to GME. Okay, so it's gonna drop. It's gonna come up here tomorrow, and then it's gonna plummet. I'm sure it opened, and then DWAC same thing. You got to go to the daily on this one. Look, same thing. Huge wick, huge swings. You have lots of volatility, which means that the price swings are crazy. SEC rule is when it gets dropped a certain amount, price action wise, or increased. They have to halt it, and I believe the halt's for at least 15 minutes, and then it increases. I have to double check that, but it's at least 15 minutes. That's why it takes so long. It kills. The idea is it kills momentum. I mean, it literally does. I've been in plays before where it's, oh my gosh, this thing's gonna like 5x in a day, and then those come in and just crush the momentum. The momentum on these things aren't going to die down. All you have to do is just wait for the right time to go in. Look, bullish crossing. Let's look over here. Bullish crossing, and those are just the beginning. Look, long term coming in right here. DWAC, I don't see the 200. It's probably because it's not there because they don't have 200 trading days. I don't know specifics on the stock. I haven't really done anything. All I'm doing is just looking at the stock. It looks like probably sideways for a long time. So it's probably way down low or way above. So yeah, just wait on these. You're not missing anything except for a massive drop over the next couple days on these. This shows everything, and this is what's going to happen. And that's when I mean, can you imagine getting in on if you missed the run and then GME you got in over here at like $40, and then you just rode it up afterwards, and you want 358? Oh yeah, I think that's what we're going to see here because when you look at these things, look at the RSI. Okay, so we topped out, all right, close to 400, but look, we dropped back down. We cooled off the RSI day, whatever day this is. We got to this is the 19th of February. It's $43. RSI is sideways, but look, we go all the. It takes a lot longer. This just shot up. That's why the RSI goes. All right, the longer it takes, the RSI is not really being stressed out. So as it goes up here, all right, it took, let's see, 23rd, there you go. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's say it took 10 days to hit your peak. All right, that's 2 weeks in trading weeks, and you just got in at $40 or whatever it is, say 45, and then you got out up here at like 300. All right, that's a pretty good 2 weeks right there. Right, that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for this drop. All right, it's always going to have a fake out bounce because people are going to say catch the dip. All right, that's also known as a dead cat bounce. So when it drops down, you're like, all right, I think I got bottom, and it goes up and then it comes back down. That's dead cat bounce. Careful of those. Those are dangerous. It's going to flatline. It's got to do this and to come back, and then it's going to build up and it's going to go above, and then it's going to consolidate. And as you can see, I mean, you sell here, you wait for it to do the same thing, you buy back in. If you believe the play, the cross you're playing, look at the 8 and the 21. All right, so going here. All right, if you want to wait for the cross, you get in right here at 111. You get out up top here. I mean, I'm not getting greedy. 300. You got 3x on that. That's good. You see the cross, you're out. You wait for it to go. You could go here, but remember, sideways no bueno. We're looking for that upwards trajectory on the 8. If it's going sideways, just kind of wait and see where it goes, and then see it's going sideways. But then it's got this big candle which pushes it up. So I get in at 205 right here, or write it up, and then I get to 340, 335. That's solid money right there. All right, and then it goes back down. I don't know, I'm out, and it really hasn't done anything. I mean, you could play this little bump, but I wouldn't. But that's a good way to make some money. Don't. Oh, there you go. It's closed at 94. Don't don't get trapped in this week. It's going to be a trap. Absolutely going to be a trap with a 99 RSI. And DWAC will probably run a little bit more. There'll probably be an end of the day or Tuesday. I'll probably go on that one. It's just too much. All right. So this is my first crypto that I'm getting into. And let me check the chat real fast. You know what? Sorry for getting at you, 623, 632. It is going to affect some of the OTC, just like GME did in AMC. It sucks. It really does, because it pulls money out. You saw Friday. Friday dropped our market. I mean, all these charts are screwed up. So let me see who we got here. UATG is a perfect example of a stock that got screwed from this Friday push right here. So let me get UATG up here so I can show you, because you guys know how bullish I was on that as well. I mean, look at this. We're on the daily. It's got a daily bullish pennant working here. All right. Look, it was going to cross on Friday. There was no doubt. Nothing. Zero. Look, I mean, right here, we're looking at day 2. This was going to be up and away, and we were going to be up closer to the 3s again, looking to bust out of this pennant. People just cashed out on Friday and said, screw it. I don't care what my loss is. I'm going to make it up on DWAC PHUN or whatever that other one was as well. So you can see, like, it's still independent. Obviously, it's still good. But I think people that pulled out their money did it on Friday. If you were going to do it, you did it Friday. Okay? Possibly Monday, you're going to see the ones that are getting the FOMO do it. I don't know if they have the larger accounts that would affect the plays, because we're talking about here about all these big traders, these guys that have millions and millions. They're the ones that affect the stock. They pull out these large chunks. They don't care about anybody in here. All right, they care about themselves. They see a play, they pull out, and they're going forward. So that is something that we got to kind of keep an eye on Monday, because it could drop. I'm taking these as buying opportunities. If there's a play I'm solid in, UATG I feel great about. I mean, look, it's been riding this trend line, these daily candles, for a long time, all right? And we get this bullish cross, look what happens, all right? It's coming in here. We're going to get buys, and it's going to push this up and through. I still have some cash, and I'm looking to buy this as well come Friday. E-Trade was so backed up because everybody's calling in for this DWAC. I couldn't even get my order in. So, yeah, it was such a pain. But, I mean, this is just one account that just got screwed up on this. All right, so before I get into your guys' plays into the chats right there, I'm going to get into them right after SHIB right here, because a lot of people are starting to jump on SHIB. I'm not a huge crypto guy. I think it can be manipulated by whales very easily, and it has. But crypto is definitely going to be around for a long time. I started learning about blockchain several months ago, back when it was starting to crash, and I was really like, what is this that everybody talks about? Read up on ADA, Cardano, and Bitcoin versus Ethereum. I mean, all these ones, they all serve a specific thing. Blockchain is going to be massive in several years from now. Okay, we're talking about medical files being on here, all these things. China wants to control it, and that's why they're getting everything out. All right, they are literally controlling everybody and kicking them. Heck, that's great for us because it brings all these mining jobs to the U.S. I mean, you got ARBKF, all right, London-based, that are coming out. They're building a huge facility in Texas. All right, you've got all these ones coming out here. I believe somebody was just telling me about, was it I think it was AMLH. Don't quote me on this. But it was one of those stocks that was a real estate company that is coming in, and they are building up these towns for literally mining rigs, and that they are going to have them ready for all those miners that are getting kicked out of these countries and shifting them over here, so they're up and ready to roll. I got to look into what it is, but it's pretty smart. I mean, could you imagine if the US was the leader in cryptocurrency mining, how many jobs that would bring in, going through of all these things? Crypto would be accepted in the US so much quicker and faster and going through. It's kind of wild to think about. But blockchain, I don't think of as money. I think of it as a brilliant service that is going to revolutionize this world. It's going to be amazing. Read up about it. Highly suggest it. All right, so SHIB here. So SHIB on the daily just broke out. Let's count backwards. Actually, I'm an idiot. Let's look over here. September 30th. Geez, sometimes I don't know. I'm just not thinking. So if we look at it right here, huge, massive break, getting pumped all over the internet. All right, pump's fine as long as that you're in at the right time. This is the right time. So obvious over here, but this is good. And then it's consolidating. That's what you want to see. That consolidation. See, we see this huge drop right here. Look at right here, everybody. RSI 94%. Okay, so that's all it is. It's these pullbacks. The strength. You cannot run a marathon, all right, at a full speed the whole time. It's not possible. All right, you're gonna get tired, and the faster you run in the beginning of it, you're gonna get more quick sooner. So what happens is you get this big drop right here, and everybody's like, "Oh no, this stock is done. It's toast." All right, and look how long it took for it to go, because I mean, look at the shot up from here. 1, 2, 3 days it shot up, and even on day 4 it shot up here. Remember, this is the high. All right, so on the last day before, and the day it pulled back, it hit up with a high in the. It's got so many zeros, but it was at 3558. It opened at 2789, and it hit a low. All right, so a high of 3558 hit a low of 2059. So that's a huge swing for these kind of things. So I mean, massive swing right here. And then look how many days it took for it to consolidate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 days, and we got a breakout yesterday. I bought today. I just put $100 in. Nothing crazy. Crypto to me is just like, these are long shot plays. Like, I think I got like 3 million of these things. If some way, I don't care if it does or doesn't. It's just kind of like a lotto ticket kind of thing. But I mean, if it gets pumped enough and goes up, everybody was all about safe moon, same thing. But I mean, heaven forbid Dogecoin happens again. I'd rather be in it for $100 for 3 million shares. You know what I mean? And just make a couple thousand off of it. It'd be pretty sweet. So I got in here. I think I got in at like 4-1 or something, or somewhere in here. I just bought. I didn't really care because I knew it was going to come back down. Because the RSI is going up. We're at 76 today, and it's going to continue to go around here. But the reason I bought is because of here. All right, the bullish trend continues. I'm not worried about here. It could come down some, but it's eventually going to go up. It's just a set it and forget it thing for me. So as we go, we have a bearish cross right here, and all this is it's cooling it down and saying it's coming back down. It's going to go consolidate, and then it's going to come back up, in my opinion. Long terms are bullish, and then our dailies are bullish as well over here. I really don't feel like searching for the 200 on a crypto. It's gonna be crazy, but you get it. It's crazy bullish right now. And I only look at the dailies. I look at the hourly if I'm looking for an entry point. If I really care about it, I don't, because it's $100. So I just kind of threw it in there. I'd throw in another 100 right now, and I'd feel confident. All right, so those are those plays. Let's get into some of our plays that you all have up here. All right, so Jake, since I already have UATG up, just quickly go over UATG. Very bullish on UATG. Like I said, all these stocks got screwed over on Friday. Literally every OTC stock got screwed. I guarantee you there's a lot of NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange stocks as well that got screwed. Because people are just chasing the FOMO. They want to make a quick buck. All right, so I feel like we're gonna obviously get this on Monday or Tuesday. Monday would make sense. I mean, look how close we are from getting this bullish on the daily, which is what you want. All right, and what we really want is the breakout of this pennant. A breakout of that pennant is what we would love. So let me show you what the last pennant over here looked like. So if we take here and we just drive it on down, okay, and then we take one over here, and let's see here. This one kind of weird. All right, you can see, all right, it got close, and then it just broke above, and look at the shot. Pew! Okay, that's what we're looking for right here. That's the play, okay? The play is to go up, get this bullish, and then the upward trend right here and continue it to grow. True stock, so I needed to go through all his DD and everything. It seems that this is very undervalued. I don't do the DD part. I just like doing the charting part. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to posted his link about the DD on there. But the idea is to, at least double our money. Let's see what we were at if we got in at the bottom of here. So we're at a cent, okay? And then it rose up to 2. And then it went all the way to almost 5, all right? So that's almost 5x right there if you cut the bottom. The bottom here has would be the 1/6 level, but as you can see, it's just running this trend line, and the trend line's going up, and it held the 240 line. So let's say you got into the 240, 250 range right here. Okay, so we're looking on trend line. You're probably looking at, it was like 160 in here, 150. So that's good money right there. So if it bumps up, we're looking. If that hit 5s, we're looking for that 8 to 10 range right now for a solid growth. And keep in mind, this was back in May. Okay, we all know what the market was like in May versus what it is here. So definitely going to be a different outlook in a beneficial way. This was a bearish market here. This is not. We could see a hiccup because of the DWAC and PHUN, but it's not going to deter people. People will lose money. People will make a lot of money and bring that in too. So that's good too. So I think it's going to even out, which is kind of like, GME ended up cooling down some, a lot after like a month or so. So I still feel like this is a bullish pattern. And keep in mind, a lot of people really made a bunch of money on these stocks. Like ENZC had a big bump, and TSMP made a big bump. I was just listening to Moon's tweet that he sent out, and he was saying hold February or whatever. February 2020 is going to be the boom. That's absolutely right, but I would assume he's using the speculation of TSMP, ENZC, ICBU had one. All these ones had, well, ICBU was a very small one, but they all had pops in February. February is a big pop date for all of those, and that's where everybody made a lot of their money. So people just loaded up, and I remember looking at these charts, and I'll just show it to you so that way that you get an idea. ENZ was actually, I believe I read in one of the things, a bigger runner than TSMP overall based on where it was at. So if we take ENZC, it was a loading time in November. All right, we're not even in November yet. So this is the time to hold your convictions. CYBL is a great stock. All right, if you have a low floater, ILUS went so high because of its float, okay? Very low float, which means that it doesn't have a lot of shares. I can't think off the top. I think it has, I don't know, a billion. I'd have to look it up. But if we look at ENZC's run before it hit all-time highs at 96, I want to say it hit, cents, yeah. Yep, right up there, 96. I actually sold at 92. I didn't have many shares, but I didn't know what I knew today, or I would have definitely sold out. Look, here we are in November. Look at this. This is November, September, October, November. Just sideways, guys, sideways. And then as we see, it starts building up. End of November, getting a little hotter, coming up. Boom, 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 December. All right, January, boom, 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 February, boom. All right, that was a big month for a lot of these. All right, so that was ENZC. So this isn't the hot time. This is the time that it starts picking up. All right, so keep that in mind. This isn't the time that you're going to get your booms. All right, we're getting a couple here and there, but you're seeing a lot of people sell early. It happened back then too. Look, this is just this just went sideways. There wasn't anything massive. All right, so let's just do another one. This one's going to be a little bit more skewed because TSMP was the original stock before there's a reverse merger coming through. So the price is going to be a little off because they did a reverse split on this, 4-1. All right, so look, November 3rd. Here you go, 2020. Then going forward, November. Oh, end of November. Shocking. Same like ENZC. Going up, December, going up. It still went sideways. All right, came through. January. Came back. And then look what happened February 1st. Boom. February. This is where it's coming, everybody. All right, it's not that far away. So if you have a conviction play that you really like your DD and you trust in it, you feel like it's a good play, then hold those convictions, because I believe that he is absolutely right, Moon Market, and that we will be seeing some boomers at the beginning of the year, because that's the time everybody's already loaded. They're just holding and waiting kind of deal. All right, so let's go back to UATG. It's going to go. I'm looking for that break up here and going. I'll probably take some off the top once it breaks out and goes up here. If it breaks below this trend line, it's considered bearish. I don't see that. It's been bottom. Look at the trend the whole time. Why would it go below the 200? All right, that doesn't make any sense based on what we've seen in the past. So, and they've got revenue coming in and everything as well. So look for a bounce. It's a steal right now at this price. All right, so let's get over, and our next one is going, I'm just going to go on the list that I've got here. SSOF is a big one that I got going on right now. This is a low floater. I think it's like 400 or 500 million shares. Excuse me. So I think this is because of the hourly. I've got that on there. Kind of broke below. See, this is what I'm talking about, though. So I put up a trend on the day I was going through. And this was because of Friday. All right. This all right here is Friday. See how it screwed up the trend line chart? Technically, this has to come back down. You all were looking at a potential break right here. I mean, it's 200s right here. It's going to bounce off the look at every time it comes close to the 200, right? Obviously, this is a bearish territory right here because the 200 it's over the 50. But when the 50's over the 200, the golden cross, I mean, look at this thing. It doesn't dip below it. It dips right at it, barely below it. All right. So right here is a steal, in my opinion, at these levels. This happened because of DWAC and PHUN, in my opinion, and it's going to continue to go. Keep in mind with these low floaters, they are very slow plays. Okay. So with slow plays, it's because of the volume. All right. They don't have many shares, so the volume's really low. Like MJWL, there's a ton of them out there. PJet was another one. I mean, I can go on and on with all these ones, but we look for it to stay in this trend. You got a bearish little bump. Look, last time it caught it up and went skyrocketed up. These things can turn on a dime either way. All right, it could go high or it could go low in a blink of an eye, just because on the SS, all right, share structure. So that's why you get these big swings right here, look, high and low, because there's not many shares to trade in and people aren't willing to either part with them or they just want to get rid of them kind of deal. But it's staying into this bullish pennant right here is what you want. So this will continue to stay in this pennant until it chooses a direction to go. This is going upwards in a bullish pennant. I would like to see it right up in here, break out in those two areas. So this looks like a solid play, in my opinion. You're just going to have to hold and wait. Let's see. I mean, look, January. If you look at the bottom right there, January 4th. Okay, so I mean, if we get out, it's going to be a December or early January breakout, unless some like massive news just comes out and skyrockets this thing. These things just take a little longer to go. But yeah, December 15th right there, and afterwards, look for it to break this pennant somewhere in the late November. We'll just say late November because this is right here. Okay, to early January for a breakout because this is the daily. All right, it's going to take some time for SSOF. All right, Q-Band. Let's get that up here. All right, so Q-Band. Don't know much about these. All right, so I don't really like charting these ones because they're so low. They can be easily manipulated with somebody who has a ton of money, and they are. You get these barcode readers right here and just kind of like stay in these channels. It's hard for me to read them because, I mean, it's just a bunch of gibberish basically, just standing right in there. So you kind of have to look just at the MA moving averages and kind of go from there. As you can see, the daily took a nosedive. Shocker for Friday, and but it, this week technically it's been going. So keep an eye on that. I mean, look at they just swing in this so much. We don't get these. We rarely get this on these low ones right here, right? So it's really hard to tell when they're going to break up. It looks like it's going, and it could. I mean, look at this. The one here, it looks kind of similar, all right? And then it shot back up. So this definitely could. It just takes a massive amount of volume and everything. The RSI is fine. It's got enough gas for it to easily pop up and out. I mean, the MACD, if we're looking down here, that it's getting all right, so it's touching and it's bouncing off of here. So that was back on its one run. And it's kind of just doing the same thing again. So, I mean, I would look at the MACD right here and see on the daily, see if it bounces off here and goes up. If so, I think this is a bullish move. Hourly wise, it's going to be hard to tell. I mean, it's going down. See if it goes around this 200 level, which is 0009. Just keep an eye on it, guys. I mean, these ones, you put some money in at a good level that you think it's reversing, you hold it, and you kind of hope for the best kind of deal. These aren't ones that you're putting like a crazy amount of money in unless you got it to lose. That's about that. All right, sorry, Darren. I got the wife didn't want me to go all late. I'll make sure to get the pre-approval next time. I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube and Twitter of recent, trying to help everybody out, but my wife is not liking that at the current moment. So I'm trying my best to stay as present as possible. All right, me and Illis are not the best of friends. So this stock was the first stock to really make a bust, really busted a move out into out of the bearish market right here. So as you can see, it's riding this. It was going to come back down. They announced their deals, and it's going up. It's just I don't know how it's run this long. Seriously, I mean, it's a great stock. It's got all this. But tell me about this. All right, think of it this way from somebody who does not have shares in this, okay? Why would I put at this current time, all right, if I'm holding this for a year, or I believe that this is a NASDAQ stock, I'm holding on, I'm just forgetting about it, all right, good. That's not my play. And it's not most people's play in the OTC. It's, I want our money now, or I want my money in a couple of months kind of deal. You have a stock right now that's been sitting around the 40 level, okay, and I mean it's dipped down to even 28 right here. Why would I purchase $10,000 worth of this at 34, okay, and have it to get double my money to just get $10,000 on top of that? I'd have to have it go to 68. All right, is it possible? Sure, but you know what else is possible, and a lot more possible, is I could hit the toner has to go to $2 or 2.5 cents. TGGI has to go to 2. CFGX, another one, I think that has like 3 billion shares, and that one just has to get to 005. I mean, JPEX has been moving up. You could have bought in the 2s of recent there, and you're already doubling up there. UATG, I think they're easily going to go over 5. All right. VNTH, I mean, 1/8, doubling your money at 1/8. All right, 2 cents over that. PUGE, if continues to drop a little, you pick it up at a penny. PUGE go to 5 is definitely in the books, if not more. CYBL, another one. All right, CYBL is a great stock. It's been holding that it's dropped below the 4, holding that 3 level pretty well. And then going in, I feel comfortable saying that CYBL could probably get to, what they're saying is 10 to 20 cents based on, the deals that they're making. So yeah, I'd rather try and get, more out of my money going into these other plays. And I think people are starting to realize it, and it's just losing its momentum. There are other plays out there, and they see it. ILUS was the only play at the current time. It was literally the only breakout. Rgbp made a breakout for a day, and or not a day, for like a couple of weeks, and then just dumped because of the dilution and everything of that nature. They just added too much shares to it, and it's just, I mean, that thing's down to a penny and a half almost, and up to their highs. I think they hit 6, 7 cents, 7 cents, 7, 8 cents. So, I mean, this is just holding that momentum. It's a good stock. It's strong, but I mean, I was saying right here, this pullback was going to come down to here. All right, this was going to keep dropping if the news didn't come out. It's 21. I was talking to a pro trader about it. As like who's big into ILUS, and I was like, dude, you're he kept through, but it's just saying 21, 18, it could come down to if that's what you're looking to add. It's definitely going to hit the 20s. It did hit the 20s, and then they hit news and it curled back up. But this should have made a bearish turn, and they spent a lot of work trying to keep this sucker up. All right, so as it got down, and it's just kind of free fall right now. So I don't know where this is going. We just kind of have to wait to see when this bearish cross happens right here. Because right now in my mind, seeing this is a bearish move. The long term's good though. That's good for you. But we're following that 8 over the 21, okay, and we're coming up to it, and that's what was supposed to happen here. So you're looking at a good dip, probably back in the 20s here soon, unless some crazy news comes out. I know they had news. I think it was just the other day last week, and barely any volume. Volume's getting moved around. Okay, so let's look at the hourly. It's falling below the 200, and as you can see, Monday we will have the bearish cross. This is called the death cross when the purple goes above 200, goes above the 50. This is just on the hourly though. Still not a good sign. As you can see, somebody tried to buy and save some of it up. It was at 31 and spiked up to 33. They're trying to save it. Um, but I think this just continues to go down. I just don't see it. I mean, all good stocks have to have a good pullback. I mean, let's look at the measurement. So from the bottom to the top, okay, right here. I mean, you guys had 1,000 run. That's great. 10x, okay? Fantastic run. All right. And if you got down here or anywhere in between, you're making some good money. But if you bought at the top up there, all right, let's see where you're sitting at right now. All right. If you bought near the top up here, you're down. You're only down 40% now, but it's going to continue to drip to leak as it goes. You're just riding through these highs and lows. So I think that continues. I mean, 40%. People laughed at me when I said that this stock is going to pull back 40 to. I said 50, but I said it could go 40 to 60. Good stocks pull back, and they're like, oh, good stocks never go that low. No, they do. It's healthy and normal, and they need to do it. All right, so MJWL was one. PHUN was another one, I believe, that went to like 70-ish. So if we go to the 70 level, and I think they were mid 70s, by the way, so 70 is kind of generous right here. All right, that's a 15 spotter right there. So let's say that 18 is coming into play if it continues to go down. So an 18 pullback from all-time highs is, it's a 60% pullback. I definitely see that could be in the works. Okay, that would not surprise me at all. This is why I keep telling you guys about this propping in the stocks and stuff like that. Like, just let these crosses happen, and then once after they happen, give it to the support, because you spend all this energy up here, and it doesn't get the proper cool, so then it goes up and then it's just going to flow back down. So I'm bearish on ILUS. It's always worked against me though every time I said bearish, but so hopefully it works for you on that one. JPEX. All right, so JPEX I absolutely love. I think it's great. They got this merger coming in. The only thing that freaks me out about this is let me show it to you. So let me pull up Let me pull up OTC Markets. Oh, of course it's not working there. All right, I have to switch my screen. Never mind. It's just the pain with all those things on here. So on OTC Markets, if you go there, you can do it on your screen and you open it up. All right, so they're just waiting on a merger, or excuse me, to go pink, which I fully believe they could do. All right, I fully believe in that. But they have also a shell designation on there as well. And I got into a conversation with the Twitter account for ETEK last week, trying to help like calm down their shareholders, because if you pull up INTK or ETEK, they both have a similar thing. So this happened to ETEK last week. And INTK, I know all of this because of what happened to them, and as a shareholder for them, is they got hit with a security is eligible for unsolicited quotes only, which means there are no money makers to sell this stock. All right. INTK, when I called into OTC Markets and I emailed them, they said that they had to fill out a form to get money makers going. Under the same assumption, I thought the same thing for ETEK. I was incorrect, as they said. Theirs is completely to their shell structure. Excuse me, their shell designation. So pink will not even change that, which is kind of scary to think about. I just thought they could be pink, they'd be good. So it's that shell, but they wouldn't share anything outside of that. And they basically said that I will make sure that they don't tell you or anybody else what to say. They literally said that to me on there. So based on this shell designation, how do we know which stocks are going to get these unsolicited quotes only? I don't know. Nobody knows. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm talking to people behind the scenes, trying to figure out where this is coming from. So just a heads up with any stock that has a shell designation and or is yield, and that it could become risky because of that unsolicited quotes. I'm not saying it will happen. I just want you to be aware of that. So let's assume that is not in play with JPEX. Great play. Look at this bullish pennant on the daily right here. All right. So this thing is moving and grooving. It pulled back Friday's dump. Shocker. Got eaten alive. That should show you how strong this thing is. Okay. Super strong. All right. I was talking about this thing when it was back high twos, low threes. All right. And it's already up to 410. These are those low floaters that are going to boom. So if you're not worried about that unsolicited quote kind of thing, or just don't put a lot of funds into it and you still make bank on it kind of deal, this play is going to absolutely boom. Look how it was going to go Bearish Cross and U-turned. RSI is getting high. It's at 75, 78. As you can see, it's gone to 82, pull back, and then this 85. I do not believe that the money makers or anybody are going to allow this thing to break above the pennant anytime soon. This is an extremely bullish pennant, okay? So what's going to happen is we're going to see something similar, all right, to where these come up and come back down here, all right? I'm thinking more along this line because we are getting closer and closer to pink, all right? So this thing will come up some and then it'll come back down. I'm a buyer in the threes. Okay, I'm not a buyer in the fours right now. It could be the incorrect suggestion, but I do not think they will. I do not believe that they will allow this to break above the pennant. And if you don't know what a moneymaker is somebody who buys and sells shares, keeps the stock going or keeps the volume going with shares. Okay, because that's your Citadel, that's your, all these different ones, because if we didn't have them, it would just be you and I, and there would be literally a very low liquidity and very low volume. All right, so they are needed. They suck at times, in my opinion, but they are needed. So I'm looking. Obviously, the bottom of the trend is always the best to get. Back of these low three areas here, mid threes is a steal. I think it continues to channel up. As you can see at the bottom down there, November 15th, you're looking right around here. So I don't think it'll take that long unless they have to amend some documents. But as soon as it goes, it's going to rip because it's such a low structure, low float. Um, that that well, that's why it's so high right now. There's not a lot of these shares, and that's why it keeps going. But I'm still looking for. It'll probably go up a little bit, and then I feel like it's going to come back. JPEX, very bullish on that one as well. All right, so yes, ILST. So I am not currently in this, but I am actually looking to actually get in this play. I don't know if I'll get in on Monday because I'm definitely not buying at current levels. All right, but this also showed a strong indication of how strong the stock is. All right, we had this bullish, a bullish trend right here going to a bearish and then catching itself and coming back on the daily. All right, that's pretty difficult to do. Off the top of my head, I want to say this is 2 billion float-ish. You can look at Otc Markets and I'll tell you under share security details. So, I mean, look, it's bounced up. This is called Three White Soldiers. This is a very, very bullish trend with candles here. So it continues a trend. All right. It needs to continue on upwards, but as you can see, it's still following the trend line up. But this is very good move right here. And we can see it had a high of 210 and then was in the upper ones and then came back down to just to 1.8. All right. So there's some strong, but as we see RSI, it's starting to dip a little bit. Let's keep an eye on that. This is showing that it's going to continue strength, so we could see it break out of the pennant, and if it does, it's going to create a new chart as it goes up, or a new trend as it continues to go up, which I'm expecting it to. I'm hoping that we can get a little bit of a pullback. If we can get in this area, I'll start adding in here as it moves its way up. All right, and going through. But it is in the overbought territory. All right, as we can see, it could stay there for a while, so keep that in mind. I believe this is also a piggyback off of JPEX as well, so anything good for JPEX is good for ILST with the merger as well. All right, so ILST, very bullish on this one. Let's keep an eye on entry levels. I will let you know when I'm in. I told you right now, I'm trying to get those 1.8s. I think maybe anything lower than that's pretty solid. Obviously, if I'm going to do that, I'm not buying on green days though. I'm just not doing it. Look, it goes bullish all the way up, and then it has to come back down. This has to come back down just to keep this in its territory. Okay, so you're gonna get these opportunities in here. It's gotta happen somewhere in this area. All right. So let's see here, and then AMC. Ooh, throwing out AMC. All right, let's check out, because we all know this runs right off of their movie sales. By the way, I hope you all caught Dune. Very good. Watched it last night. Cannot wait for part 2. It was excellent. All right, it's going sideways. Sideways is boring. You know, this is a perfect example stock of these momos. If you're gonna play a momo play, hold out for DWAC or PHUN to pull back, in my opinion. Because I mean that's all that AMC is. They could, let's see if it's making a huge pennant right here on the daily, because just looking at it, it kind of looks like it. Yeah, let's just give her a whirl. Okay. All right. Oh, kind of broke below that. All right, so that would have been here. Can you guess what day that was? When I say that Friday literally screwed up charts, I am not joking, people. Look at this, man. Drop right below the trend line. Let's see where it goes. Hey, give me walk mode. I know you're always chatting it up on there on YouTube. Remind me, man, and I'll get back to you. let's see, because Friday screwed so many up. I have no idea. Is it going to affect this based on that one day? It absolutely good. Or is it just going to bounce right up in here? Look, I mean, that's a huge pennant. We're looking at probably a huge breakup out of that thing. That's a good call right there. Let's wait for Monday. I'm definitely going to need until probably Tuesday or Wednesday to see if this continues to go down. Obviously, it's going to be bearish and a new trend's going to form. But if tomorrow it bumps up back up into the 3/8 and comes through here, I'm a buyer. I'm going to take a chance. If it falls below this line, bearish. I can't really count Friday. Like, I would say that this would be bad, but it gapped down because people are just like, all right, I'm out of this one. Let's go to the next one. So, yeah, go up right through here. I mean, I could definitely, I mean, it's AMC. It's definitely going to break up and out of that, right? All right, so let's look at October 29th, 26th. All right, so we're coming up on it this week. Let's keep an eye tomorrow. I'll do an update tomorrow on AMC, all right, for you. Definitely do that. All right, AHFD. All right, geez, I cannot talk to the stock. I do this all the time. AHFD. I always put F before D too with my dyslexia at times. All right, so this one had a massive pullback. My fault out there for the gap not seeing here. Just stupid miss right there. And on the daily too. I mean, absolutely blinded. And seriously, that work event on Thursday screwed me more times than once in the stock market this week. So I actually got in it, the fours and the threes as well. I still hold because I'm playing this bounce right here. It could potentially break through here and hit the 21 and bounce up. We don't know. I mean, look, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down days. I mean, I'm counting that as a down day. It's kind of, we'll see how it kind of goes. If people would just let this thing touch the 27 instead of putting up 20 million and just getting it whacked and just going down again, I mean, literally, we are 0.0005 away from just getting this thing filled and not having to worry about it. It could have happened all like up here, and we would already be moving. All right, so but this is the daily trends. Long term's bullish. We're still showing bullish signs. I firmly believe that this is going to curl right here and come up. Okay, so I'm a buyer at these levels. I would like to see it hit that 2.7. I will say it a million times right here. Just fill this up right here and bounce off of it. All right, it could. This could be a sign of the buying is coming in. It is, as it is a green. It's very close to a doji. Remember, a doji is right here. This is called indecision. It opens and closes at the same level. I did it for 3 days. Bulls won after that. All right. So 2 days, Bulls won, and again. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. I firmly believe this is definitely going to be making a turnaround here shortly. Keep in mind this is a yield too, so if pink does come through, it does soar up. But keep in mind they just amended on the 21st, I think it is. So that could have created the buys on Friday because volume was down low because of the Momo play. So pink will not be any time of soon, but it doesn't really need to for this to go back up. You saw the strength. This stock had the highest RSI that I have seen so far at 96.1%, all the way up. All right. Obviously, it was going to dump, and it did because it ran too hot. And now we're just going to hit here, and we could see a little sideways action before we see a bump. All right. But this is definitely a great swing. I don't know about the stock long term. That's not what I'm playing. I'm playing the swing trade here personally. And as it goes up, I don't like the share structure. I'll be completely honest with you. The amount of shares that are on here is why it's as low as it is. But what I do love is that it is low and that it's at its near its lowest point right now. And if you catch that on the bounce and you go up, you're making a solid ton of money. Okay, so what you're looking for is the hold, probably get a little consolidation, and then the bump up. And that's when it gets up here, you take it, comes back down, you can do it as well. All right. think the share structure is similar to TGGI, which has, I'm not even going to get into that because TGGI fanatics say that they don't really know what the float is and it's a lot lower. All right, going down the list, let's see here. Yeah, PBYA. All right, so PBYA is in a downtrend right here. Okay. And if you're ever curious, don't be freaked out right away when you see my trend lines and you say, "Oh no, it's broken it," or whatever. It's usually because my trends are on the hourly and not the daily. Oh crap! No, I don't know. Or sometimes they just get out of whack, so sometimes I have to just put them together because I'm using my phone a lot for tweeting, so I can just do screenshots. It's a lot easier for me than having to go up here and send it through my computer. All right, so let's look at the hourly first, and then we'll go back, and then I'll have to redo the trend lines um, on the daily. All right, so we're obviously in a downtrend right now, okay? And so as we go into a downtrend, all right, you're going to get a bearish long-term cross that indicates it as well. So you have the death cross right back on the 16th of September. They're both going down. There's no indication of it coming around, all right? This also is spewing out. So you're not seeing this curl right here. This had potential. All these had potentials to catch to get it out. So what we're going to be looking for, and I'm going to get rid of this because it's just distracting. I don't know when I put those on there, by the way. I'm trying to see what you want to find with this stock is a descending wedge. Okay, these are great for these type of movements. It's been in a downtrend for a while, and a descending wedge is just what it sounds like. All right, it's a wedge that has the point down here, and it typically comes with a breakout. This kind of screws that up right here. That's why I was trying to look at it because this would typically go right here. Yeah, I don't know, man. Not really liking this. I think it continues to go down, so it's already broken okay, so it's at the support right now for 5.4. It's got to hold 5.4 right here. Because if it doesn't, it goes to the next support, and then you're gonna continue to go down, and then you're going from these older days. I mean, 3.7. I just look at it, see if it has any incoming catalysts. Okay, look to see that it holds this 5.4 level. And if it breaks 5.4, it's gonna continue to go down. Is that a gap? Sorry, I guess I can always use the zoom in feature right here. So you're here. All right. Look at this gap right here. That might be what it's doing. There's a huge gap. What level is that at? Okay, bud. So who put this in here? All right, Darren. Darren, this is what I want you to do. Look for 5.3. All right, 5.3, no lower than 5. What was that? 4.8. Okay. It looks like this is what's happening. Is they're trying to fill this gap up right here at 5.3, which means it's at 5.7 right now. But it hit 5.4 right there. I mean, look, it's just one. Yeah, it's just right there. I mean, see if it holds there at 5.3. Okay, see if it's just a gap fill, literally. So with a lot of these, if everybody's like, we're gapping up the next day, woohoo! You don't want that. All right, look, you had a gap here again. All right, all these gaps right here, and you guys are just filling them in right now. So you don't want these gaps coming in because they're dangerous because you got to fill them. Not all of them need to be filled. Some will if they don't have a lot going on. So that's what it looks like to me. See if it holds that 5.3 gap right there for PYBA. Obviously, it's just in a huge downward shot right there. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that. I mean, this is still bullish, technically. This is not even close to coming around on the daily. So it's going to take a lot of consolidation. You got a 200 MA at 472. So it's going to take a lot of consolidation or a big bump of catalyst to turn this one around quickly. All right, so let's get into BYRG. Okay, 555. Hold that level. Yeah. So definitely let's make sure that, yeah, no problem, walk. Let's make sure on that 5-3 gap, all right? It looks like there's a gap right here. Maybe there's a line. I just don't want to spend too much time. You can look at the chart if you'd like. But definitely that gap right at that 5-3 level. Let's get that covered up and see if it holds there and see if it starts to come back up and consolidate. All right, so you had what was it? BYGR. No, BRG. I told you dyslexia. All right, this looks good. I like this. All right, daily. All right, we had this daily. We had this bullish break right here. Okay, so let's look at the RSI levels. Beautiful. All right, 59 right here. We broke up. All right, obviously hit high RSI at 88% right here. Had to cool off. And while it was taking its time to grow, this is how we want it, people. All right, let's see. Oh no, I got to get my charger. Give me a second. Let me get that charged up real fast. It's right here. But yeah, so on those pullbacks right there, we are looking for it to gradually grow. I always tweet out the bigger the pullback, the greater the run. All right, because when it pulls back down like those big drops right here, okay, and then the slower it goes, the more the RSI is gonna stay low because it's not using a lot of strength, not a lot of gas to push it up immediately. So it's growing very nicely. So this looks great. I'm gonna save this one right here. Keep an eye on it. Good call. BYRG. This is why I save this stuff. So yeah, I mean, comes up, and then we got the bullish cross right here. So I'm looking for this thing. This is on the daily too. Keep in mind. And look, MACD crossed over, and what you really want, see how it's below right here. When it comes up and above this, that's a really good indication right there as well. That I've noticed with the MACD as I've been using it more and more. Because you can see this is low on the hourly, and then it comes up and above, and look how it continues to do that grow. We have a golden cross on the hourly. It's coming down a little bit. I don't really care. I mean, look, it's just staying in there. But look, it's bumping up. I really like this look, and I'm gonna look into this one a little bit more. Thanks for the share. Bullish on BYRG buyers group. Yeah, that looks solid, man. All right, so going through, retracted that message. We'll love you for a look at XFLS. All right, so XFLS. All right, so XFLS. Keep in mind, it's probably important that I look at some of these share structures. I can give you all a better indication of movement. All right, so XFLS is pink. Security details are, oh wow, this thing's a really low float. Okay, so like I said, these things can move on a dime. The float hasn't been updated, so we're going to go off the unrestricted shares. So it has authorized shares, which could be up to 1.5 billion, but the outstanding shares as current as 9/20 is 426 million. That's really low. All right, and so the unrestricted is 316. All right, so and it's closer to 317. So we're going to say 317 float. That is really low for an OTC stock. Okay, that means that you're going to get these massive swings right here. This is what I was talking about. All right, lots of volatility. So you got to be able to handle that and trust your convictions on these kind of plays. Now, what I would do on this first is, let's see the bottom trend here. We're going to take the bottom and we're going to run it along because, I mean, you can eyeball these things and see the path that's going. Nice trend line. Puts that in perspective for us as well. We can take that to here and go over top. All right. I mean, that's as easy as it is for doing a trend line. Everybody, highs crossing over. If it resets, you reset your trend and see where it goes from there. Usually going to have to find bottom. But, I mean, let's see this. Let's see if it holds this level right here. It looks like it's going to. These low threes right here. This is the daily, so it'll probably curl up. Let's look at the hourly. Yep, as I suspected, the hourly is going bullish because we want it to keep above that trend line. So that's why I was thinking it would be bullish. We had the def cross, but on the hourly, it doesn't mean as much. I looked at more at the daily for that as well because the daily is a true long-term indicator. As you can see, it's starting to curl. I like the sign of the movement here. As long as this holds the pennant and the trend and continues. As I said, it got green. We're seeing the MACDs getting ready to cross on the bottom and come up. This looks like a great entry point if you're very strong on your conviction of this stock. Because look at the shadows. These show the gaps, all right? And the stronger the color, the more further apart they are as well. As they going up, yep. So, all right. So yeah. So it's based on the height of the stock right here. But as you can see, it's getting close. It's coming down. So it's going up. So it's the further when it goes up, it's darker, and it's going down, it's lighter. So as we can see, it's going to cross. Looks like it's going to cross right here, probably tomorrow or the day after, and then we want it to come above here, and that's like, I mean, hold on, I'm trying to look at past here because I say always look to the past. All right, so let's predict. Let's take a little guess right here. So we're going back. I always say go look at the past. All right, so this is very similar right here. Okay, actually it's extremely similar based on the MACD. So notice when it curls, all right, so when it crosses over, this crosses a lot faster than the moving average, by the way. So we want the blue. I really got to change the color. Sorry, everybody. The blue on top of orange on the MACD. So as it comes up here, look at the cross. It's the lines are at the bottom and they come above. Look how it continues to grow up and above. I like this. I like this a lot. So let's get that confirmation before we go, oh yeah, I'm in. Just a safe mode, because you're really close to the trend line. You never know what could happen, especially with all these plays. But if you're fine with it and good convictions, this looks solid. This looks like a solid play. I have heard of this one. Yeah, I like this. I like this. It's going on the chart. XFLS. All right. Hey, if you all are on TradingView as well, I believe all my charts are available to you all as well. I can like publish them with things on there. It also has a community full of other traders as well, so you can see what they're going through. You can talk to them, public chats, private chats as well. Ideas, people they do streams on here apparently as well. So there's a ton of stuff on here. Really like this. It is a smaller social media site, but this thing is great if you're looking for things that other people aren't looking for to really help your trading game. XFLS, bull. All right. VIZC. All right. VIZC. All right. Don't mean to be as rude, but I'm going to have to push through some of these kind of quickly so I don't get X because it is 8 o'clock here. This is moving up in a very nice trend. Yeah, I mean, just look. I mean, this thing's just continuing to climb. Trying to see here. This is the daily bearish, but as you can see, it's made these crosses. I wouldn't touch. Let's put it this way. I would feel more comfortable as being an outsider on waiting until seeing if it holds the trend and waiting for the confirmation of the turnaround on the 8/21. With these low doubles, all right, so double O's, these low ones, anything under 5 really or 6, they're really tricky, all right? They can be manipulated. Said it's time and time again. They are constantly propped up. Look, people are stopping this from happening because they're just buying a bunch of them. So is it going to happen? I don't know. Maybe the people on Friday just said, on these days, it was just like, I got my money here, all right? So this is what kind of would scare me is this big red candle right here. That's a massive indication of selling on that day right here. Not as much as the buys right here, as you can see the volume, but that still is a lot of selling. I mean, it did it again right here though too. So maybe people are taking out profits. I have to look into it. I'm just not very strong in my conviction when it comes to these lower double O's because I mean they're literally lottos until they hit those penny kind of things and they have a trend or at least the upper doubles because they have more of a following. Not a lot of people um, have convictions in these lower ones. It's just kind of those lotto plays. So these are what I say to accumulate. All right, so you buy bottom. All right, you know that trend line's bottom, so you buy bottom or wherever it's staying on that trend. And if it breaks the trend, all right, that's bad news. If it bounces off and continues to go up, you sell some at the top and comes back down. You do it again, and you start just accumulating. Eventually, you get freebies, okay, out of that. And if it turns into something, then you've got a bunch of shares for nada. So just accumulate. Don't try to like, I don't know. Don't try to like do anything stupid. All right, cool, Darren. FTXP. All right, so I gotta speed it up. If you didn't grab DWAC Thursday morning in the first 20 minutes, you were late to the party. No crap. Why dump everything to go chase? Dude, I completely agree. But you know, some people did make some money on that. I think it was absolutely ridiculous. But that's what you get. I mean, we're in the OTC. You're going to get a lot of inexperienced traders. I mean, I was an inexperienced trader back last year. In August, I started. I didn't know what the heck I was doing for a long time. I still didn't until I started studying and making some failures. And that's really when I upped my game and really stepped up. And it's not that difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes a lot of bit of time, but definitely a lot of effort to go into that. And, you know, without those things happening, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at today, which I really, really like. Um, so the biggest mistakes that I say are selling too early and not having conviction in your play. All right. So people selling out of their stocks will be angry with themselves, um, especially just making a couple bucks here and there. It's just not going to be good. All right. I saw that. You're welcome. Rgbp. All right. So Rgbp. All right. Got the viz for you too. Yeah. Keep an eye on. Those are a lot of plays. Rgbp. All right. So Rgbp is such a pain stock. All right. Um, it hit 200, like I said it would. 177. All right. Look for the bounce. Obviously, it hit it more so because of Friday's nonchalant craziness. So I don't know really what to tell you yet about Rgbp. It was consolidating here, and somebody for the last 3 days just, or the last 2 days just dumped. All right. I understand Friday. This created that because we were going to get here. What we want to see is this hold the 200 area trend and go sideways. I don't think it can go down much larger. I would really look at the share structure because that's been an issue for this one, as they've been dumping some dilution into that, and that's why it's creating this huge pullback. I mean, look, from recent highs to the lows, you're looking at a 78% pullback. Let's look at the past run, okay? Past run, it took a while for this to come back too, by the way. All right, so I'm trying to go all the way out to what? All right, so I'd say we're kind of close to this area right here. 85%, okay? So we're right around there. Obviously, to get the 200 is going to be higher because of the runs that you've had. You had double ones, so it's going to push this up more than I mean, it was flatlined here. So it's going to be easier for it to touch the 200 right here as well. It had some bumps and going through. We just want to see some consolidation. I feel like you're going to get this random AK probably. I think that's what these days were, and it shot this thing up. All right, it probably got to a wedge and shot it back up. But it's got to reverse at some point. There's got to be news coming out. You know, he said that he was going to put a bunch of stuff out. the biggest steal ever for a good stock is getting it around the 200 MA, especially on the daily, if you feel like it's going to bounce. We know the following of this is very strong, as we could see. Um, indications here. This was just a couple days it just shot up. I remember that happening. But look at the build on this one, okay? So the same thing will happen if the stock is true. And I mean, can you imagine getting in, right here at the 1.3s and then riding it all the way up to the 8s? I mean, come on. That's what we're looking for right here as well. So this might be one of those January, February holds, kind of like hopefully like ENZC, and maybe it just goes and you get like this crazy run. So that's a hold and just wait for me. All right. All right, everybody. Two things before I head out of here. I did have somebody ask me about toner. I think toner's fine. I think people just dump to chase. It's still in the channel. It's going to go up. It's holding it bullishly. It's waiting for that pink. It's just going to take forever. There's so many stocks that are going in here. Watch that trend. See if it drops below it. If it does, it's going to come down to support levels as well. So just keep a mind on that. Toner will be fine long run, in my opinion. TGGI, it's broke down here. It's bouncing off of here. I think you got to bear the 21's coming in screaming in. So let's try and get some buys up here. So we'll push this up and create a new bullish trend for TGGI. So this curls up, all right, and we can start a bounce off there for you all. PJet sold the news kind of deal. Nobody really liked what they heard. They were expecting something like crazy cool, and they got housing for student housing kind of thing. I think that was just their reaction, is people are like, nah, not my thing, and just kind of pieced out. Will it be good? I don't know. We'll see. But that's definitely what it is. KYNC, they've got to be dumping some shares in here. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense in my opinion. 200 level coming in though, so that's pretty solid buy on the 200. Notice how it already bounced there. Let's keep an eye on it. I mean, 200's. I mean, I opened the app up, and the app is pretty sweet for a penny stock, literally a penny. All right, so pretty solid. Thank you, Don. All right, so it's pretty solid there. PHUN, I tweeted this out. It had this bearish turn down. This is coming down as well. I love PHUN. I think PHUN's a good stock, but I mean, there's just you got the death cross coming in. Got here. It's got to hold the consolidation to kind of stop up that as well. These FOMO plays are really going to hurt stocks like this that need that kind of volume to push them back up. Huge sell on Friday did not help, as it's pushing it down. So let's see where that kind of goes from there. Keep an eye on PHUN. I think I looked at IFXY. IFXY was coming down. I think this will be all right. I really do. I think it's going to bounce right here. It's got to turn around. I don't know much about it. I know it's a lower float, and I think this will bounce here. NJWO doesn't make any sense to me. It keeps getting dumped on. So kind of curious about that. APTY was up to 3, wasn't it? Yeah, it was at 3, and it got a huge dump on Friday. I mean, it's not pink yet, and people are chasing runners. So that's another stock that got screwed over. LEAS. Huge buy. It got dumped on Friday as well, 120, and it came back up. So that thing could be holding pretty well if it gets some more buying support. There's PUGE. All right, so these will be the last 3. These are usually, I get a lot of talks about these ones right here. So CYBL, it's independent. Let's watch it. As I said in my last video, it's coming up to that October kind of. We've got the bearish downturn. I really think this stock needs to see the 2s. I hate to say that, but I really do think it needs to see the 2s. I'm not saying like crazy 2s. All right. It's just not getting the buying support it needs. I mean, look at this. Flowing down, and then, it hopped up here, shot down to the middle. Maybe it does. Maybe it's getting the buying support it needs. I need some more info on this. as Friday. It doesn't really count. I mean, this is pretty strong for Friday, last Friday. So, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this does, it's ready for the support and it's ready to start moving up and out. Let's keep an eye on it because it still has some time to go. I'm thinking end of this week, next week. So not that much time, actually. PUGE, a lot of us are in that as well. PUGE, yes, it got rejected at 1.7, but as we all know, it was the 1.5 level that really it struggled with the day before. It couldn't break the 1.5. It stopped at 1.49 at the high. Then on the 8K, shot up to 1.7, got rejected, came back down. Notice how it opened at 1.5 that day on that 8K news day. So there's always some simulation below that. It closed at 1.45 that day. Next day, it hit opened at 1.46 and closed at 1.41. No, 1.25. Yeah, that's the low. It's 1.25. Yeah. So yeah, 1.41. But look, it got rejected at 1.51. Okay, so that's the things that you need. Oh no, the high was 1.5. That was a huge indication if you wanted to get out and buy the dip. It was the 1.5 level. Okay, so rejected here. Great news, got rejected, opened at that and rejected and went below it, and the next day got rejected. That's a triple rejection. That's an automatic 3 days in a row. That's an automatic guarantee for it to go, and that was an easy decision for me to call that out. And as you can see, we're continuing to go down. I said on the hourly that we could see a reversal, which we could because if you all know, we've got Friday support. Actually, we got some pretty huge support right over here, but we also got some selling. It's getting close right here. The more I think about it, it just doesn't make sense for the stock to be ready at the 118 level. The only reason I'm suggesting this is let's look at the MACD down here, and it really doesn't matter. MACD is easy to change. It had this bearish cross right here, so this is telling me that I sent that tweet out before this happened. I didn't think they were going to make it happen, but Friday was nuts. So it did bounce here. So I'm thinking that this is going to break the 118 support level, and then the next support level is going to be down here at the 9.5 level. So still going to be bullish and everything. I'm going to be bullish. Look for 9.5 or 8. I told you all a long time ago, this is whatever. We only dipped in right here. This is what happens when you prop a stock up. Okay? When you prop a stock, look, propped. All right? So up, propped it up so it didn't go propped, propped, propped. All right? They let it go a little bit finally. But look how high it's been running. Okay? This is hourly. Look on the daily. All right? So, from the breakout run right here, soaring up, and we've been up here, and now we just got out of it on the 20th. Okay? And I mean, we've only been out of it for, I'm not even counting that. So 2 days we've only been out of the overbought territory. This thing needs to cool down. It's going to come back some, and it's going to come back to levels that people are going to think that it's a pump and dump, but it's not. Those are the levels I'm going to load up on. So I'm not buying PUGE even on this if it bounces off of 118 right now, because I think that it's going to go below it. I really do. I mean, everybody wants this stock to succeed. It's got a lot of great fundamentals behind it. It's got a lot of good DD. So, and as you can see, it's already poked beneath here as well. But like I said, that was Friday. Who the heck knows what's going on Friday? All right, I'm gonna get in the call for dinner. So last one, VNTH. All right, VNTH. This is what I want you all to watch on. Bullish long term, no matter what. Okay, but what we're looking for right here is we want this to break the one level. See how it's getting rejected? So it's coming up, got rejected back down, did it again. All right, and then the next time got rejected right up in here. All right, so then it came back down. The question is, do you believe this has enough strength to continue to go? I don't think it has the strength that it's ready to go just based on this right here. I think, and as we saw a huge dip Friday, shockingly. So this doesn't tell us. What I was thinking on Thursday was we were going to get this we got this push. All right, so we got this really nice push at the end of the day, and people were like, "All right, I'm ready," but it got rejected, and I didn't think about that until at the end of my day. It was processing it on Thursday, so it got rejected. So I'm actually thinking that this is going to drop to lower levels. I've had a conversation with a guy who loves his VNTH about this, and I've said for a while we need to come back down to this level right here. Right, these sevens need to be in play. It's been consolidating here. I would not be surprised if we're going to see upper sixes or sevens here. All right, calling it out right now. We could see a break above one, but we better see it tomorrow, or it's not going to go. It's not going to happen. If this cannot break this level right here, it is going to come back down. It's going to be good long term. As you can see, look right here. We're coming close to that turn right there, and you're going to want to see if it's going to be propped or not. Okay, let's look at it on. I mean, look how thin this thing is on the hourly. I mean, it's crazy. It's just been sideways. So, I mean, I think it's going to come back down in here, everybody. I really do. I think VNTH is going to come back down. Um, I'm a buyer at those lower levels too, anyway, so I don't really care because I think this thing has multiple pennies in its future as well. All right. Yes, PUGE. I think you're absolutely right. I think we do see. I don't know if it's sevens. I gotta look back at the chart more in depth and everything going through there. You're gonna have an extreme amount of support with this stock. It could absolutely happen. But that would take I don't know. I've said it before. This stock is going to crumble with all the propped upness that's going on in it. So that would not shock me. It should go, and it would run a lot better as well. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. SPQS. I'll try real fast on this one. You're going to get the quickest thing in all time. All right. You got your bullish on the hourly coming up, penetrating here. We wanted that to go up and hold above. MACD is showing a little bullish as we go up, starting the trend. It looks like it's about to break up. You got some resistance right here on the hourly at the end of the day. That doesn't really mean anything. Let's look at the daily. Daily RSI is solid. You're showing red on the MACD. That can flip in a blink of an eye as well. So we want the blue coming up and over. So you're getting a bearish turn on the daily, though. So keep an eye on that because this crosses down here. It's going to affect the hourly. So somebody here is probably trying to prevent that from happening. So now that I'm going to take back my statement of the hourly. You should always look at the daily first. As I said, I'm going to rush through here. Watch this cross right here. All right. If this happens, it goes down. It could potentially be a sign of a downtrend before it comes back up. It's had a solid pullback here as well. So if we just take the measurement here and go back down, you're looking at a 58% pullback. I don't see it going much further than that. I'm a buyer as it consolidates and shows me that it's building support and going up through here as well. All right. All right, everybody. I hope you all had a great weekend. Time for one more. I actually do get a lot for ICOA. This will be my last one, though. ICOA had a bearish move right here on the daily, but I think it's got a lot of support. It's going to consolidate right here. RSI is really low. You can see that the MACD is starting to turn right here. It's just got a couple days to hold that as well. You have a bullish trend coming up in this way as well. So I like ICOA. I think it's a solid play from what I hear. And all I would have to do is shift this out real fast and come down. All right, so yeah. I mean, from here to there, you're looking at 54. Let's get some consolidation for this week right here. Maybe a little consolidation uptrend, kind of going through. That's what you're going to be looking for. Highs were at the upper twos. It's already at a solid support right or a solid line right here for consolidation. So all it did was it's creating higher lows right here. Okay, so your previous lows were down here. All right, you created new all highs right here. So these are going to become your new lower lows. So ignore this thing. This will become your new higher lows right here. So as you as you come up and go, this will be your new all-time high, your new highs. So this will be your old high, this will be your new high. This will be your old low. Once this pulls back and goes up, this will be your next high right there. All right. Oh, you guys are killing me here. Killing me. I can't get into it anymore. I did toner earlier, so you can check that out on my video when I upload it. If you guys want me to continue to do charts, it's gonna crush. I can't do these triple O's, my man. You gotta just go with your conviction on these. Use what you know and just accumulate. Mid doubles like 005 and below, really tough to do. A lot of manipulation going on. You can't really chart these as well. I mean, it gets a little bit easier just kind of following this as it's going up. But, I mean, look at this freaking 200 MA just screams out of nowhere. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at all these things flying out. I feel like I'm in the movie Dune right now. So, all right, man. Everybody have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you all tomorrow on Twitter and try to shoot out another episode of Bearish or Bullish tomorrow. Thanks for all attending the first live session. Looks like it went pretty solid, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Bye.